Alright, so I'm installing the sink and this countertop. I should have recorded why I put these on, but I didn't. It is a lot easier to put the sink in when the countertop's out, but it's almost the same process. But you're gonna put the sink in when the countertop's there, and then you just gotta work underneath. So I'm gonna take the faucet now and put the faucet on. If the sink was on the countertop, you would do the same thing. It's a little bit harder to do because you gotta kind of lay on your back, and it's just kind of annoying. But that's why I always put the sink in before I put the countertop down, unless I have to. And this is just a single handle faucet with a sprayer. You buy this all-in-one sink. I think it's like 329 bucks. Not too bad for the price. You get a nice sink, a nice faucet. I did buy a sink before, and it was missing the faucet and missing the basket strainers. So Glacier Bay is messing up because this isn't the first time, I guess. So I'm gonna just slip this through right here. That UPC thing code usually goes to the back, and the Glacier Bay sign usually goes to the front, or whatever brand it is usually goes to the front. And all this is like a slip knot. Put this to the back, and you got to get that a little bit of pressure, push pressure. As soon as you put pressure, you can start spinning it, and it'll start tightening it up. So you can do this while the sink's on the countertop or down. I'm going to get a little bit tight. I'm going to make sure it's straight, which it's not. It's a little bit straighter. Now we're good. I'm going to tighten it a little more. Bam. Now we're good. I'll hook the rest of it up while it's underneath that. I should probably put that in now. It's the soap dispenser. Put that in. Then I can bolt it to the bottom of the countertop. So, alright, so everything's good on the sink. I always put a countertop always in front of a door. That way I can work behind it. Alright, now it should hold itself in there for a second. But now when the sink, you could do it, it doesn't have to be in front of a door. You could do it against the wall and still work behind it. It's just a lot easier instead of trying to flip. Well, pretty much this is the only way you can do it unless you stood it up and then had somebody hold it up for you. But other than that, you have to do it like this. All these just sink mounts. Always put in a couple before, but if you're doing this from underneath, it's a little bit easier from underneath, but it is harder in a way because you need to you're on your back. So like this, I should probably do this bottom one first to lift this up. I can see a little bit of an angle. Just trying to get something in here so it doesn't move. Get one at this bottom over here because I can see an angle on it. Alright. There's a little bit of an angle on this, which I'm just going to screw this side in first. Try to hold it up. I pretty much got it in line where I want it to be. And always with these ones, you always need to, well, this one maybe not. Usually I gotta put a pair of pliers here to hold that in its spot. Seems like it didn't have to for that one. We'll see what happens with these other ones. I want to get couple on this back. Usually with these things you can't put none in the front rail, mainly because this rail is in the way. So, but can get some on the back rail. Usually I like to go about like right here. So if you're doing this from underneath, you'd just be upside down doing it. Or you'd be laying down on your back doing it. You'll see this will not, probably won't allow me to get it so tight unless it does. Yeah, it's allowing it to do it. So sometimes this little thing right here, this little tip, will sit and it won't allow it to turn. But usually these ones, I don't know what's up with this tip, usually it'll allow it to spin and you gotta hold it in the spot. But for some reason these ones are working. Let's see if this next one works. And they're reverse thread when they're upside down, but when they're upside right, or whatever you call that, when they're upright, they're not reversed. So I'm gonna hold this like that. Let's see if it'll allow me to tighten it without turning. See how it has a little bit of a turn on it. Usually it's so bad that you have to hold it in its spot, so, but these ones seem to be working. Alright, I'm gonna do this other one, that one, then I'm gonna throw this countertop up there, so, and the sink will be in. Alright, so the sink's in, the countertop's on. There is a little gap here. Well, it's not touching there. It is touching here. And there's a little gap here. The reason for that is because the wall isn't square. The countertop's square. That miter is an exact 45. It's an exact 45, so that means this L shape is an exact square. So that means either this wall is pushed out that way, and then that wall is pushed out this way. So either one. Looks like there's just a little bow right there, and it kind of touches that tip over there. Just a little bow here, a little bow there, and then there. That probably means that wall is that way a little bit too much, unless this wall is just pushed out a little bit that way. Either way, the countertop's square, the walls are not, so it is what it is. But the main thing is the sink. I wanted to show how to put in a sink, which next time I'll probably show putting the sink in while underneath. So it's a little bit, because it could be a lot more situations where people are putting in sinks while the countertop's in. But if you're going to change the sink and you have a little cheap countertop, you may as well just change the countertop.